Hello, it's Sheena from Be Seen, and today we're in the studio speaking to Susan Wahhab, CPA, financial strategist, and the author of Money Intelligence. Money Intelligence is such a great book. It's Susan's story, a hero's story, one of hardship and loss, triumph and success, and then loss again. It's a story of strength and courage, patience, love, determination, and then finally peace. Money Intelligence goes into the psychological side of saving money and what sort of mindset that you need to build wealth. And finally, Money Intelligence gives you practical advice on how to manage your money and save for your retirement. Welcome to the studio, Susan.
Thank you for having me, Sheena.
Let's start from the beginning. Why did you write Money Intelligence?
I wrote Money Intelligence because for the past 20 years I've been doing my clients' finances and seeing so much investment potential being lost, so much tax goes into the ATO black hole. And people are still in the same position. Clients who were 30 years old 20 years ago are now 50. Yes, they're driving different car, but they still got the car lease. Yes, they've upgraded a new home, but they still got a mortgage. With their super and investments are not increasing as much as they should be. So right now I'm actually worried about my clients, and I'm worried about the general public, because the 45 to 50-year-old right now has maybe 15 to 20 years to retire, and I feel there is more that can be done for people to start building their wealth. So I've actually written, I would say that I've written the book out of sheer frustration because I can see so much tax get lost, and people are not focusing on thinking about retirement, whereas a 50-year-old maybe has 15, and some people might say I have a decade left to go. And I don't know how they're going to be able to live on the pension.
Susan, in the book you talk about mindset and how to become investogenic. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yes, while writing the book, I didn't want it to be a straightforward financial book. As a financial planner, you tick the box, income, expenses, budgets, etc. I wanted to add more into the storytelling of how to build your wealth. And because I have an interest in mindset, in philosophy, I brought in all the knowledge I know about mindset, motivation, etc. into that part of the book, because I believe that is what's missing out in the general population. We just need to change our mindset when it comes to money. So I wanted to create a nemesis for the consumerholic persona out there, because we are all in the consumerism sphere, and I wanted to bring in someone that would oppose that, the good, bad guys. So I created the investogetic mindset, someone who is passionate about investing and who puts investing at the forefront of their mind rather than at the end of their mind. So I created that persona, and I hope that people really pick that up, because it's important for everybody to become investogetic. And you don't have to be an extremist investogetic. Just get on the investogetic path.
And when we're talking about mindset, I think it's really interesting that you have a magnavision and a goal that people are working towards. And I think in terms of mindset, when people have goals and they have something that they're working towards, saving becomes a lot easier. You speak a lot about Generation X. Why do you target Generation X?
Well, I'm Generation X. Most of my clients are Generation X. But that's not the only reason why I wrote the book mainly for Generation X, because the baby boomers basically are going into retirement right now, and as an advisor, I don't subscribe to the rich quick scheme, and so I thought about my generation, that they need that 15 to 20 year period to look at investing. So the 45-year-old to the 50-year-old right now really doesn't have much time. I think 15 to 20 years is not a lot of time. You know, being now in middle age, you look back 20 years and you go, where did the years go? And I think that's what will happen in 20 years' time. We're going to look back and go, where did the years go? And so in 20 years' time, if I were to project what's going to happen, and I can see that happening right now, I can see that the age of the pension is ending, which means a lot of people are going to get caught. They passed legislation in Parliament last week that the objective and definition of super is to substitute or supplement the pension. That tells me that the government is working towards making sure that if people have super, and a lot of my generation have super, they're not gonna get the pension. So as you are being obsessed with your mortgage to pay it down, not thinking about retirements, your super, your investments, I think that generation, Generation X, is going to find itself caught in, oh, I have super, I can't get the pension. And I think there's a lot that we can do now to make sure that people get off that treadmill, because really there is not enough money to spend more on retirees. Right now we have 3.3 million retirees in Australia. It will double in 30 years if we don't do anything about it. And honestly, I am worried. I'm worried for my generation, but I'm also worried for the future generation. I'm worried for my nieces. I'm worried for my nephew. I'm worried for my son, that they will not be able to pay for us.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So what steps can the Generation X do to protect their future?
You know, Generation X are the most educated, the most entrepreneurial of all generations right now. You know, you look up Wikipedia, they say that. And you and I know we have high level of IQ. We've been educated across the world, by the way, not only in Australia. I think we have good EQ. So we have been trained to learn how to deal with people, how to be intellectual. But I think now we need to start focusing on MQ. We need to start focusing on money intelligence. Use the IQ that you learned, use the EQ that you've been trained at work, you know, in leadership, etc., etc. Use those two to build your wealth, to have MQ. Mm-hmm. The other thing Gen X can do is really don't fall for consumerism. Don't fall for the constant upgrading of the car, the house, the holiday house. It will not pay off in the long term. The other thing I would say for Generation X is that you need to get selfish. I think our generation is hardworking, loyal. We are constantly thinking about our clients. We are constantly thinking about our boss's business, and we are not spending enough time thinking about our personal plans, our success. And it's time now for us to be selfish and plan ahead, because really no one is going to be there, not even the government.
So that's what it means to be money intelligence.
That's what it means to be money intelligence.
It's really great. I absolutely love the book. Can you tell the viewers where they can get some more information?
Yes, I've created a website at www.moneyintelligence.com.au. You can download to get a feel for what I'm talking about, whether you like my story. Download the first 3 chapters of the book. You can come and attend my seminars. We run them every month, not long, 1 to 1.5 hours, to explain to people how they can get onto the investor-getic path, how they can become money intelligent and plan for the future.
And in those seminars, you also talk about self-managed super funds as well.
Yes, I do believe in self-managed super funds.
Yeah.
You know, there's a lot of backlash from various institutions about normal mum and dad, everyday people setting up their self-managed super fund, but it's your democratic right to set up your self-managed super fund and take control of your money, because honestly, we cannot afford another GFC and another loss of people's investments if you go and hand your money to somebody else somewhere in faceless banks, faceless institutions, and you don't know where the money is gone. You need to take control of your money. Think about where you want to invest your super money. There's a lot of potential out there what people can invest. You could invest in car parks, in land, in property, in your own office if you're running your own business. You can invest in farms. We really need to buy back our farms and grow stuff that really makes sense for us, healthy stuff. So there's a lot of things that people can do with their super fund.
Yeah.
Gold, you can buy gold.
And all the proceeds go to?
All the proceeds go to peace and arts projects in Palestine and in Australia. I am passionate about making peace with everybody and having people live a life of prosperity, because I believe that really you can't have prosperity without peace.
Yes, right. Great. Susan, thanks so much for coming to the studio. And for you, the viewer, I highly recommend Money Intelligence.
Money Intelligence.